This is the Thom Hartmann Program. I'm Jeff Smith sitting in. We are honored to be joined by Jodi Jacobson, President and Editor-in-Chief of Rewrite.News. Jodi Jacobson, how you doing? Jodi, you there?
I am here, yeah.
Hello, good afternoon. Is it afternoon or morning where you are? Are you in
It is afternoon.
All right, well,
Eastern time, yeah.
Good afternoon. How you holding up?
Okay, how are you doing?
I'm holding up. What are you paying attention to most closely? Let's talk about Kavanaugh for a moment and about the state of the national conversation. What are you focused on most closely now, and what do you hope that more and more people in the country will be focused on?
Well, I mean, there's a lot to focus on with respect to the nomination and the process, but I think that right now we're looking for two things. We've noted that the Senate Judiciary Committee has completely and utterly waived its responsibility in terms of vetting this candidate. He's lied under oath. He's basically committed perjury. He's had, evasive responses to a number of incredibly important issues, and they've just kind of let that go by as though it didn't matter at all. And of course, the second piece is now the alleged attempted rape of Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, who came out, as you know, about a week ago now with her experience. And the way that this has been handled just underscores the craven nature of the GOP. If they were really concerned about sexual assault and sexual harassment, they would take it seriously. They would have the FBI investigate and then act on those findings, whether or not Kavanaugh was cleared. But they are going out of their way to avoid an FBI investigation, which tells me there's something wrong. And they're spinning all sorts of conspiracy theories while at the same time attacking her credibility, creating conditions in which her safety and security are at risk. She's had to go into hiding with her family. It's the same GOP playbook, except, with more high-tech tools at their disposal in terms of the internet and the kinds of ways that she's been threatened. So we're watching now for the next steps of Dr. Blasey Ford's team. Her visibility in public and availability and her safety. Those are the things of the greatest concern, and her ability to testify under conditions that allow her to tell her story and have an actual investigation of the claim.
And I don't know if I was going to ask some questions about Kavanaugh, but I don't want to just sort of center the dude in the story. What words do you have for us with respect to Dr. Blasey Ford? And I saw Donald Trump's, I think probably listeners saw Donald Trump's tweets attacking her credibility this morning. His house is so glass, he should not be allowed to possess stones when it comes to credibility. But what do you know that she is dealing with in addition? I mean, she's had death or she's had to leave her house. What do you hope that she does, or what do you hope that others do with or for her?
Well, we know Donald Trump to be who he is. Let's face it, the guy is himself a sexual harasser and potential sexual assault perpetrator. Also, supported Roy Moore, has had abusers in his White House, knowing they were abusers. We could go on. So his comments are both expected and disgusting at the same time. What I hope for her, and I happen to know her legal team, they are excellent at their, in this field. They're the premier legal firm that deals with sexual assault and sexual harassment cases. We're not seeing on purpose, an Avenatti-style drama unfolding in public. What they are doing is very carefully negotiating the terms under which Dr. Blasey Ford would be able to testify and able to get the kind of investigation she wants and testify under the conditions that she sets. So they are working really diligently to do that, and I'm confident in her team. I also know that there are a team of incredibly smart feminist politicos that are working with her and comms people that are working with her. So what I think we'll see is Dr. Blasey Ford coming out in public under her terms, which is the way it should be, because she is the alleged victim here. We shouldn't be putting her on trial. We shouldn't be questioning her steps forward into the public eye. We should be allowing her to come into the public space in the way she wants. That's how sexual assault victims should be treated if you were taking what is known as a trauma-informed approach to these kinds of things. That's not what the GOP wants, because we've seen they want to support Kavanaugh under any circumstances, no matter what. What I hope people do to support Dr. Blasey Ford is to make sure that in their own circles, wherever they are, if they are at work or in personal circles or in other public spheres, and they are having conversations about this, that they fight back on victim blaming. That's the first thing. We know victims often come forth much later after an assault has happened for very important reasons. I also hope people will consider donating to the fund approved by her legal team and now co-sponsored by Alyssa Milano, Vote Pro-Choice, and a range of other groups, because she needs financial support. She's got security costs. She's had to relocate and hide her family. She's got legal bills. She's got transportation costs. There's a lot going on here that's suddenly been thrust on her. And in a way, when you think about it, she is fighting this fight for virtually every woman in this country who is either a victim of sexual assault or harassment or could potentially be, because she is basically taking a stand against having a potential sexual assault perpetrator on the Supreme Court. And there's really no way to overstate what she's undertaking here.
Take us inside a little bit, the negotiations, to the extent that you either know or can kind of understand the negotiating point. So things that have already come out that have been reported are that she wanted to, and through her lawyer also wanted there to be an FBI investigation in advance. So far, the Trump administration has been unwilling to do as the Reagan administration was willing to do, and have an FBI investigation. It wouldn't take all that long. Not that many witnesses to talk to, but she has requested that FBI investigation. The key thing about the FBI investigation is lying to the FBI is a crime, and therefore, if Kavanaugh were to talk to the FBI, if anybody else who was a witness talked to the FBI, if they weren't truthful and if that were provable, they will have just committed a crime. But in addition to that, we've heard there was a request for actual senators to ask questions rather than there to be outside counsel. Why is that point important, or any other thing in our last 30 seconds that you think people ought to be watching for as these negotiations unfold?
So I don't pretend to have inside knowledge of the day-to-day of the negotiations, but I do think we should be watching for, making sure that the senators themselves are put on the spot to question her, because they've been assailing her character and they should have to face her. 2, we should be putting political pressure to have an FBI investigation. And 3, we should make sure that she gets the terms of the hearing that she wants.